I see you found my coat hanger. Yes, you hold the real coat hanger. This is only a shadow of the coat hanger that you hold because I am a shadow. And every one of the objects in this cave has a shadow associated with it, a story that goes with it, more than one story, more than one shadow. And my shadow is the one that has come to you to share my story of this coat hanger, this simple object. Now, it's been in this cave for I don't know how long, so it's looking quite dirty in your hands and in a bad state, but here I hold it as I remember it. I remember it with its wooden shoulders, so that my jacket could be hooked over the shoulders, and then it would hang so it didn't get creases in it, and the wooden bar with which my trousers could go, and then the metal hook that I could then hang everything onto the rail in my wardrobe. Such a simple thing. But that isn't why I remember it. Why I remember it is because it saved me. Saved me and my mother, not in some life or death way, but in a way that has stayed with me for decades. And as a shadow for who knows how long. You see, when I was about 7 years old, my mother and I went shopping to the next village, and we bought a pack of coat hangers, 6 coat hangers, and this one that I'm holding is one of those 6 coat hangers. And we got home, and my mum went to open the front door and realised that she'd locked the keys inside the house. In fact, she'd locked the keys inside the house and locked us outside the house, and we didn't know how to get in. So we walked around the house. When I say house, it was a bungalow. So only rooms on the ground floor, no floor above. And we walked around and we saw that my bedroom window was slightly open. I'd left it open, but not the big window, the small one at the top. Now, normally my mum would be cross with me for not closing my windows, but this one was slightly ajar, slightly open. And so my mum put me on her shoulders, lifted me up, and I tried to get my arm through the little gap to open the window, but my arm was too big, even at the age of 7, to go through the little gap. So she put me down again, she rummaged in the shopping, took out the pack of 6 coat hangers, opened it, and gave me a coat hanger. This coat hanger. And then she put me on her shoulders again, and I used the hook of the coat hanger, pushing it through the little gap, lowering the coat hanger down and lifting the latch with the hook, so the little window flipped open. So now the little window was open, we could get back in. But how? I got down off my mum, and she explained to me what we had to do. I've never been brave. I've always been frightened of anything. I wouldn't stand on a chair for fear of falling off it. But what I had to do was to do a handstand on my mother's hands, and then put my feet through the little window. And she pushed me up, up, up through the little window. And then I dropped on the other side with my feet upon the window ledge. You see, if I'd gone head first, I would have had to do a handstand on the ledge at the other side of the window, and then how would I have got down? So I went through, down, put my feet upon the window ledge, jumped onto the floor, ran through the house, and opened the front door and let my mum in. And she never forgot her keys again. And I never forgot that episode. And every time I took this coat hanger out of the wardrobe, either to put my jacket on it, or to take my jacket off, to put my trousers on it, or take my trousers off, I remembered how it saved me and my mum. And every one of these objects in this cave, some of them you will see, some of them will be buried under dust. Every one of them will have a story where it's helped somebody, where perhaps it's saved somebody in some dramatic situation. Every one will have a shadow or more than one shadow. And maybe you could discover. You could discover what the stories of those shadows are for 1 or 2 of the objects in this cave. But now I've told my story, it's time for this shadow to fade.